stress ka o baliw ka? Mental ka mental. Girl, sinumpa mo kami.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Mind Matters, where we talk about the struggles, experiences, and ethical questions that shape our stories. So I am Giancarlo, and I have here joining me today Miss Luisa and Miss Yvonne. Can you tell us more about yourself?
Hi everyone, I am Luisa Kiwa. So we've got a really interesting topic today that I think a lot of people will resonate with.
Okay, how about you, Miss Yvonne?
So hi guys, I am Yvonne. So I agree. We have a topic that will resonate with a lot of people, especially for the younger generations like us, like Gen Z.
Okay, that is actually really a wonderful insight. So before we jump in, let's start with a quick icebreaker. So I have a question for all of us actually, not just for the both of you.
Definitely. Sometimes I would feel mentally, emotionally drained. That people thinks that I'm doing okay because I'm functioning well. I'm doing things, but like in reality, I'm actually struggling inside. Like
Okay, and yeah, but how do you deal with that kind of
I try to reflect. I give myself time.
yeah, that's actually great. Like focusing yourself for the meantime will allow you to feel your emotions rather than neglecting. How about Mr. Vaughn?
So there are actually most times that I feel at war with myself, like with my mind, and I cope with it by trying to distract myself, trying to do activities that will make my mind feel at peace.
Okay, so you like doing things that distracts you from these thoughts. Well, actually, it's a good thing. I mean, like training your brain to function. Normally, this doing things to distract yourself so that you um, somehow forget about the negative emotions. Well, it's not actually a good thing, but if whatever works best for you, then you must do it. So yeah. Okay, so as we had mentioned earlier, this episode will directly involve a documentary titled Invisible, a powerful piece that brings attention to mainly mental health. And together with the discussion, we will be unpacking through the lens of Carol Gilligan's Ethics of Care, an ethical theory that centers on empathy, relationship, and responsibility. And we will be responding also to the question, who is hurting and how can we care for them? So as we go on, we will have these two people give their insights about the documentary that I have mentioned earlier. So let's start with Louisa.
yeah, so the documentary Invisible, right? So it's a really powerful documentary that brings real stories to the forefront. So it's about people who deal with depression, anxiety, or even suicidal thoughts. So these stories are raw, honest, and really emotionally charged.
And yeah, do you think we can recommend this documentary to the people suffering mental health problems? Okay, how about you?
So there's actually this one line that stuck with me. They said that they don't actually want to die, they just want to stop feeling the pain that they're experiencing. And it shows that they don't really want this disorder, and it's a really loud call for help. And it reflects like what the World Health Organization said, that this is the global burden of mental disorders. It is something that many feel but cannot express openly.
Okay, and can I also ask, do you have any, do you have a suggestion to those people who chose to not speak about their mental health? Let's start from, like, any insights about, do you think it's better to choose to speak out your feelings, or to just like neglect it and suppress it to yourself?
It's definitely better if you talk to someone about how you're feeling, because if you don't, if you just keep bottling up your feelings, then how will you heal? How will you get better, right? Like, don't suppress yourself. Just think that there's people that cares for you. There's people out there that you can talk to.
Yes, definitely. And actually, there are communities who focus on helping people with mental problems, mental health problems. How about you? Do you think it's better to share your thoughts, share your feelings, rather than just feeling it on your own?
I would definitely suggest that you should open up your feelings, whether to your friends or your parents or anyone, even a stranger, because it's better to open to someone, because it gets easier as time goes by to open up.
Yeah, and actually, that's the importance of the documentary that we had watched. The documentary is a powerful piece that it didn't just focus on individuals. It actually discusses there how it affects families, friends, and even communities. And that's actually the heart of the dilemma. These are not just individual struggles; they're ethical issues that demand our attention as a society. So we need to work on as one. We need to understand that the root causes of mental illness, and we can keep letting people become invisible just because their pain isn't visible. Sometimes people choose to hide their feelings and then just like maybe mirroring it by doing something to themselves, which I don't think is appropriate for me to say here. And it's actually really sad, right, that a lot of people experiences this. Okay, now moving on. As I have introduced earlier, the Ethics of Care by Carol Gilligan. Unlike framework like utilitarianism and deontology, which primarily focuses on rules and outcomes, Ethics of Care simply focuses on relationship, empathy, and understanding.
Right. So Gilligan talks about the importance of listening, being emotionally present, and actually responding with compassion. So she emphasizes that disconnection from ourselves or from others is a kind of moral harm.
And this framework fits perfectly with Invisible. The people in the documentary don't just need medication, they need to be seen, heard, and supported. The question isn't what rule did they break or what's the most efficient solution. It's who is hurting and how can we care for them.
Exactly. This shifts the focus from judgment to connection, because we cannot just base on mere assumptions or to the external forces that we can see from other people. Of course, we need to consider their individual mindsets, their emotional stability, and with creating safe spaces where people can speak out without fear, that's actually a very we will allow people to share their experiences without second thoughts, and then that will eventually lead to connection with others.
Yeah, so the ethics of care also pushes us to think bigger. So it's not enough to say, I care about mental health. So as an individual, so we need collective care systems, communities, and cultures that actually support people emotionally and ethically.
So, because when people feel truly seen and supported, they're more likely to seek help and less likely to suffer in silence.
Yep, that is true, and that what Invisible, the documentary Invisible reminds us that mental health isn't just a clinical issue; it's a moral responsibility. And the one that I did mention earlier, people needs to feel seen and supported to be able to express themselves. And also about Louisa, we need to we cannot just verbally say I care about mental health without doing something. So it needs to be a collective idea so that we will be united with one purpose and one goal to eventually help people rather who are experiencing mental health problems. So we have mentioned communities and people being involved with this issue. How about we bring this topic closer to our home? How is mental health seen in the Philippines? What do you think, Louisa?
Sadly, for many people, it doesn't get acknowledged much. Like when someone say they're struggling with depression or anxiety, people would often say, "Oh, just stay positive. You'll get over it." Like instead of genuine understanding, or sometimes people would say, "Oh, you're just being over dramatic. You'll get over it eventually."
Okay, so it's more of like the people are denying the fact that mental health is real. How about you, Yvonne?
So there's the problem of access since professional mental health support can be expensive. So if not, it's actually a very long process. Like in PGH, booking an appointment takes 3 months or more, and it's also not widely available, like especially in rural areas. So many people who need help simply can't get it because of that.
Oh, okay. So we heard them. Those two factors that they have mentioned actually affects the importance of the positioning of mental health narrative in this country, and that this is why ethics of care is simply really important because it actually doesn't require ask us rather to fix everything, but it just needs us to care for other people, to listen, and to be truly there when they needed us most.
So think about applying it to schools, noticing when a classmate seems quiet, like quiet than usual, or checking in, or in workplaces like creating a culture where it's okay to admit I'm not okay right now.
Yeah, that is correct. How about you?
And at home, it can mean encouraging family members to share freely about their feelings without fear or judgment.
Yeah, that is actually correct. Like even small gestures can matter. Like just being there with someone, offering to be a companion, even if you're not just there, you're not talking. Silent presence when words are too heavy because people cannot. There's sometimes we really cannot like express ourselves. Sometimes, so we just sit in and listen to our minds, and that is okay. So it's actually like in the conclusion, it's at the end, it's okay not to be okay, but the important thing is someone will be there for you to enough to care for your mental well-being.
Yes, I agree with you because care doesn't always require professional skills or big actions. Like it can start by simply being there. Like if you're there for the person, it already means a lot to them.
Yeah, that is correct. So if you ever have someone, a friend, of course, just check in on them, ask them if they're doing good, they're okay, and well, eventually that will it will have like a domino effect. That maybe they will open up, maybe they will not, but at least you were there for them. As we end this episode, there are takeaways from the documentary Invisible and Ethics of Care. What do you think is like the moral or like a lesson that we can learn from it?
For me, it's the idea that sometimes the most powerful thing we can do is to see and acknowledge someone's pain instead of turning away.
Okay, so acknowledgement really is a powerful tool so that we can connect with other people. How about Devon?
So it gives us a reminder that everyone is fighting silent battles that we might not see, and a little compassion can mean everything to them.
Okay, so compassion and an acknowledgement, that those are the two main, I think, purpose of this conversation. We need to have acknowledgement, we need to have compassion. And actually, before we end this episode, as I mentioned earlier, here's a small challenge. For everyone listening, check in on a friend today, send them a message, ask sincerely how they're doing, and listening without trying to fix them. Sometimes listening will actually mean a lot to them.
Yeah, so healing often starts when someone finally feels heard and seen.
That is correct, and I hope you learned something for our episode today. Thank you so much for joining us in this conversation.
Yeah, so we truly appreciate your time and openness. So until next time, let's keep choosing care.
And let's keep making space for each other.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.